Welcome to the official second episode, number 2 of the NFL stage. I'm Logan Myers, and as always, you can follow me on Twitter at LoganMyers144, and we have a packed show tonight for you guys, and we're going to talk about the upcoming season because week 1 starts tonight. But I brought my co-host for the channel and this show, Richard Rahl. Welcome, sir. Sound like a chihuahua.
That's all I got to say now. That's all. I'm a dog this morning as I'm preparing for the mighty dog pound to unleash the hounds of hell on the Pittsburgh Squeal. You already know.
Oh, snap. And we also brought in Rich, Johnny Lucky.
How you doing, guys?
What's so funny? Am I missing something?
Oh, you almost made me choke.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine what I just saw in the video.
Just
Welcome to the Irish.
It's gonna take some luck of the Irish for the Falcons to win tonight in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Unless Nick Foles chokes.
Alright, well, let's start off with let's talk tonight's game. Atlanta Falcons taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Man.
Well, Johnny, being that you are a, Georgian, ATL representing, your honest opinion, man? Like, what do you think your team's got to do to pull this one out?
Well, honestly, I'm glad that Carson Wentz is not starting and Nick Foles is, because Nick Foles has really shit the bed the whole preseason. So, just going to go ahead and give out a rough score, and I want to say it's going to be 24-17. But it's going to be a close game all the way to the end.
I'm saying that 24-17 Atlanta or Philly?
24-17 Atlanta.
Oh, and there it is. I mean, is that a vote with your heart or with your head?
Cooper made the decision.
His dog made the decision for us.
Cooper is 100%. But honestly, basically what it is like both teams got some decent defenses. Both teams got great offenses. But without Carson Wentz, and I know that Nick Foles played in the Super Bowl last year, but what has he done for me lately? You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't done anything. And I don't want to talk trash on Nick Foles, but I'm just saying, like, in preseason, like, he's played more than enough quarters, and I've seen him throw away balls to nowhere land. Whereas we basically set Julio Jones and Devontae Freeman all preseason long. So, no, all I'm saying is, like, watch out, because our offense may actually surprise some people this year.
I mean, and I can get behind that. Like, your offense is loaded, really. Like, even your backup running back is a starter on 70% of the teams in the NFL, easily. I feel like, I just feel like, honestly, my personal opinion, man, like, Nick Foles, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let it. He's pirate. He's Foles gold. Like, he ain't fool's gold. He's Foles gold. Yeah. If you remember, like, you remember that first year in Philly that he had, he swipes out,
tonight,
and then all of a sudden he just fucking dudded. He just dropped the ball. Like, he just was like, what happened to this dynamo? And then next thing you know, he ends up back in Philly. Wentz goes down. For some reason, he was, he caught a hot hand. Foles gold. And now we're going to see the the Foles again this year. That's what I think. Like, I think.
Which way? You talking about the Foles or the bad way?
The bad way.
So,
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think we just lost Johnny.
You didn't. Here I am. When I saw that Atlanta was in Philly on Thursday night, first thing that popped up in my head. All right, we got it back. But the first thing that popped up in my head when Atlanta was playing Philly in Philly was, I hate this fucking matchup because we never play well in Philly ever. But being that if they had Carson Wentz, I would already give them a 10-point advantage. But being that they don't have Carson Wentz, I'll give Atlanta a 3 to 7 point advantage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Logan, what's your opinion? What do you think?
Well, honestly, I got to go with the Atlanta Falcons win 24-17 as well. That was actually my pick that I wrote down on my notepad yesterday evening, and I do want to give it. I'll screenshot it to you if you want me to. Literally.
You don't have to screenshot it. I already know it. I had it in my head, man.
And also, I want to give a shout out to Rob Stevens from the Madden community from with us. He says Atlanta Falcons win 21-20.
Oh, Coop.
What about Coop?
And I also want to give a big shout out to OJ, who's also in the chat, and he also sent me his predictions on the on who wins, but he did not give any of the scores. He didn't want to do that. But he says for tonight, Philly's D beats Atlanta. That's what he says.
That's
a good one. That's a good one.
To me, that is the deciding factor. That no-fly Philly D, man. Like, Atlanta does have a nasty D, but if Philly's D ball hawks and smothers like they are known to do, that I honestly feel is what will tip the tide. Because I don't think Foles is not going to get it done. I don't believe it. Shout out to OJ and shout out to Big Rob.
But honestly, I feel the same way because, like, Philly's D is better than Atlanta's D. So,
right. Philly's D is nasty.
You know what? Like, if Philly's D shows up, I mean, it very well could turn into a 13-10 kind of game, or a nice boring game that no one wants to watch. So, but
in all honesty, I really think that this game is probably one of the most head-to-head. Like, these two teams, man. Like, honestly, defensively and even offensively, man, are pretty well matched. Like, I think this is a hell of a season opener.
Oh yeah.
I hate playing in Philly though. We always suck in Philly. We always suck in Philly. I hate it, dude. But with the Braves,
that's how we worry.
The Falcons, we always suck playing in Philly. That's just what Atlanta does. That's the reason why I know this game ain't gonna be a blowout either way. It's gonna be close, and it's gonna come down to the wire. It's gonna come down to fourth quarter, last 3 minutes. Who has the ball last? Can you perform?
And that's a good point. I hope this season opener is a lot better than the past ones, like the Patriots versus Steelers. That was one-sided, and I don't want to see this happen with the Eagles and Falcons. I think Falcons have an underrated defense big time, and the Eagles have showcased they are the underdogs. And I think Johnny's right. I think it's going to come down to that last drive. Who can perform and who can outplay the other team and who can outcoach the other team.
Yeah, you're right, Logan. You're right. But I mean, if you want to keep everything perfectly honest, Thanos said it's going to be 30 Falcons, 15 Eagles to keep everything perfectly balanced.
It's all things should.
I throw that in there. Last time you'll ever see it again.
All right, well, Rich, who you got the Eagles, but what is the score?
Yeah, what's your final score, my man?
Philly wins 28-24.
Close. He kept it close too.
Oh, this is gonna be a close game either way. Ain't neither one of these teams blowing the other out.
Yeah, it is good. It's coming out the fourth quarter, man.
I honestly believe Carson Wentz in the game. I honestly believe potential for blowout. But
well, I wouldn't go that far.
I said potential. Not saying like, oh, Carson Wentz in the game, it's a blowout. I'm saying there's that potential for a blowout.
I would say if Philly had Carson Wentz, I would give him a 7-point edge.
Third down. Nobody. I've never seen anybody as dangerous with that rock in his hand on third down as Carson Wentz. That dude is a lightning rod on third with the ball in his hand.
Yep.
Lightning.
Yeah.
And lightning on the feet too, so you never want to second guess yourself if you think he's gonna run.
That lanky fucker can extend some plays.
Yeah, dude, like stuff just doesn't end when the pocket collapses with Carson Wentz. But having said that, we can't underestimate Matt Ryan's ability to make these plays on third down, though. Like, he is up there with, I see. He is up there, though, on one of the best quarterbacks at making these last-second drives, though, man. Like, in the last 10 years. Like, he's up there. But why do we put ourselves in that position is what I keep saying.
Yeah, like a couple years ago when the Falcons were literally at their own 2-yard line and he threw a bomb for a touchdown to win a game. I remember that. Can't remember who it was against, but I do remember that, watching it on Red Zone. But okay, for me, how can you win if you're Matt Ryan? You cannot be Matty Ice. You have to be Matty on fire.
No, you got to dink and dunk and let your running game open up these pockets, and then when the play action opens up, you bomb it downfield. Look, Alabama didn't become successful overnight for no reason. Look, they go out there and they had one goal: win the freaking game. And the way they do that is basically stick to the plan, run the ball. Look, we got Devontae Freeman and we got
Tevin Coleman, and I was gonna say everybody's gonna look at the Eagles defense and Matt Ryan. I'm looking at the running backs to win this game for the Falcons. Not Julio Jones, not Ridley.
But Calvin. didn't you just pick the Falcons to lose?
No, I picked the Falcons to win 35-27.
I'm telling you, if the Falcons win this game, I think it's going to be on Matty Ice and Julian.
No,
I think we're going to win a game only because Nick Foles is in the game.
Freeman, and I like Tevin Coleman, but I don't see them doing a whole lot of what they normally do against that Philly D. I think it's going to have to be on the arms of Ice and on the back of Julio.
Yeah. I hope so. Because
I do want to apologize. I did not pick 35-27. I picked the same one as 24-17. Rob Stevens says a Falcons win 21-20. That is the closest I've seen out of all of us saying how close this game's going to be.
I mean, we're all picking it to be close, so I mean, it's going to be within a touchdown kind of game. So.
Yep.
It's gonna come down. This gonna come down to the last couple of minutes, man.
Right.
Or it could come down to who's got the best kicker, and kickers do freaking matter.
Bro, we got Matty Bryant.
Yep, that's true.
That dude is side 45 yards.
But
listen, and we got Jake the Snake.
Who's we?
Billy.
Jake who?
Elliott. Jake the Snake. Big Daddy Longfoot.
Where did he go to college again?
I don't fucking know.
Alright, well, I do want to say we will get back to the other Week 1 matchups to end the show tonight, whatever you guys want to say this afternoon. But the next segment we're going to talk about is Who's Better. And this brand new segment I'm bringing to the channel and this show, Rich I know is going to love me for this one.
Oh, I love you for this already.
This brand new segment is fire, just like the hot seat segment, Rich, but it's even more on fire because these we have some fire personal opinions on which player is better in your own eyes. Each week I will bring up a position, 2 players, and we will discuss who we think is the better one at that position than the other. And this week we will start off with the only one, and the next week we'll start with 2. So we'll actually talk 4 players next week. As for this week, we're going to go to the receivers position. Who's better, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones?
Ooh, that's a good one. Can't wait.
I see that smile on Rich's face.
Can't wait. Wait.
I'm pretty sure that Rich is really happy that I even made this segment.
Hey, can't wait. Let's go.
I told you I brought fire to this segment.
Let's go.
Well, man, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones? Man, listen. Honestly.
Man, listen.
Well, first...
Go ahead.
Before we get to our personal opinions, I do want to say the stats for the career. Career receptions for Julio Jones. He's got 585 receptions, 9,054 yards. He averages 15.5 a game. Longest reception is 81 yards, and he's got 43 touchdowns. Okay?
Hey, Big Daddy.
For Antonio Brown, he's got 733 receptions, 9,910 yards. He averages about the same as Julio Jones, and also his longest is 79, only off by a couple. And he's got 59 touchdowns.
Respectable. This is tough.
Here's the thing. If we, in my opinion, okay, and opinions we already know are like Julio's. In my opinion, when you're looking at, I was having a conversation with a guy the other day, and I mentioned a wide receiver who I feel like is a top 5 receiver. And rebuttal about this particular player was that I'm saying that because it's all because it's on my team, saying that because all these, and I'm not. I'm saying that because when I look at the position of a wide receiver, now for those people that know me, they know sometimes I paint a picture, so sometimes I go on a little journey. Mm-hmm. Anybody listening, please stay with me. All right. Remember, I'm sure we all remember old Marvin Harrison. Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning. In my opinion, he was not an elite receiver. Reason why. All Marvin Harrison did was run. He ran some decent routes, but he just took off. He just hauled ass, and Peyton got in the ball. You take that out the game, and he gave you nothing. Reggie Wayne, in my opinion, was a far better receiver. Same thing when I'm saying when you look at Antonio and Julio, they're the same, but they are very different. Antonio, you look at his numbers and his stats, and it's like, wow. And then he's also a threat because, he'd be out there on that kick, punt return type, so he's he gives you a lot. But then at the same time, so does Julio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Julio reminds me of Hines Ward, who's one of my favorite receivers of all time. But
Thank you.
He's a Calvin Johnson version of Hines Ward. He's like, I read somewhere where they said if Calvin Johnson was Megatron, then Julio Jones was Optimus Prime.
Does Antonio benefit a lot from Le'Veon Bell? More say than Julio benefit from Devontae Freeman. And I'm gonna say yeah. Because once Le'Veon gets going, there's like it's one-on-one coverage.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, once Le'Veon, and because Le'Veon Bell is, in my opinion, and I hate to say it, arguably, like there's only one running back in the NFL right now that I feel like we could even put in the same conversation as Le'Veon Bell, and that'd be Todd Gurley. And so when you have someone as dynamic as a Le'Veon Bell, who's going to get, the ball, he's going to get, I don't know how many receptions, he's fucking around and get 7, 8, 9, 10 receptions a game, 20 plus carries a game, and he's making, you're right. Now they have to put 7 in the box. They have to plan against Le'Veon, which does leave Antonio, who, even with a mediocre running back, Le'Veon's going to be a beast. But I do agree that Le'Veon, the dynamic of a Le'Veon Bell does open him up more than, like if Julio had a Le'Veon, yeah, I think that he would definitely probably get, because he's usually always doubled or schemed. Like they're most of the people's schemes is don't let Julio kill us. But what I'm saying is when I'm looking just at the receiver, I've seen Julio on plays not designed to him lay somebody clean on out.
Mm-hmm. He's a big boy now.
That big body to put in work. Hines Ward.
Big man. He's a big man.
Antonio Brown, not as much. He will, but see, like that's what I was saying. Like when I said like Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison wasn't gonna block shit. He wasn't gonna block nothing. He wasn't gonna hold nothing. He wasn't gonna do nothing other than, oh, it's for me. Okay, I'm gonna take off, run, and catch this ball. But that's why. To me, I can't pick a best out of those two because, like I said, with Julio, you get this clutch factor. You get these incredible hands, size, athleticism, power, routes, and he will block. With Antonio Brown, you get this athleticism. You get these hands. You get these moves, and then you also get this kick return, punt return threat. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like if Antonio didn't kick or punt return, I would say it's Julio all day.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you because with Antonio, I want to say is just a tick faster than Julio, but Julio can body somebody in the end zone. I mean, don't jump ball Julio, but you can jump ball Antonio, and you can probably swat it away. But Antonio can burn you down deep. But then again, Julio can too. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like, this is a very even matchup. It really just depends on who they're playing that week. You know what I mean? Because, look, man, if you got Tyrann Mathieu over the top and you got double coverage, if you got double coverage with Tyrann Mathieu and Patrick Peterson, like, of course, like, Julio's going to get shut down. But, I mean, you sit here and play against a guard defense, look, Julio can go off on you for 300 yards. And it'll happen just like that. But
ask the Panthers.
Hey, I really hope that happens this year. Because I would love 2 quick wins. But, having said that, man, like with Philly, I mean, the one thing with Antonio is that week in and week out, he's going to always get his yards and he's going to always get his touchdown. Week in and week out. You can't say that with Julio But then again, we have just plethora of people to where Matt Ryan can just dump it off to or hand it off to or do whatever. And I think that's where people kind of like to where like I don't know, like Julio's falling off, and I'm like, is he though? Because I mean, so what if we didn't go for Julio for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns? We had Mohamed Sanu getting 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, who cares? As long as we win the game, and I think that's what Atlanta's doing. But I mean, that's definitely what Pittsburgh is doing. But they have weapons that we.
Julio Jones is such a force that he doesn't even have to catch a ball, and he's still a game changer.
He demands coverage.
Exactly. You cannot be like he ain't getting the ball. You have to put one with at least, like, I don't even think
somebody over the top.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody over the top. You gotta have basically somebody who's a Julio spy. Like, he's literally, his job is to help whoever has Julio. You know what I mean? Keep an eye over here, make sure that doesn't. And so that in and of itself, like, that changes things. Whereas, yeah, Antonio kind of draws the same respect, but they have another bona fide super weapon, so that I think that is more dangerous offensively, and I think that is most teams' biggest concern.
Hey, who's Pittsburgh's backup now? Like, deep threat.
Well, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. This Juju Schuster
kid. They traded away Martavius.
Yeah, but I'm saying, this Juju Schuster is looking like he might be the next big thing, man. Like, he's...
Yeah, he good. He good.
He good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he might steal some serious shine from Antonio this year, because he was balling last year. Like,
you know what? I'm glad you said that, man. I'm gonna pick him up on my fantasy team.
Hey,
hey. They don't call me Johnny Lucky for no reason.
What do you think, though, Logan, in your opinion? Antonio or Julio?
Man, see, this is why I love how I introduced this segment, and I actually added 2 of the most valuable receivers in the NFL today. I like Antonio Brown for what he can do on the field in many ways for Ben Roethlisberger. He's carried that team in the receiving core before Juju came on the scene. Now it's Brown's getting more targets. And I think this is why the Falcons drafted Calvin Ridley, is because they wanted somebody to help Julio get open more so the double teams change. For me, I think they're both equal, but at the same time, I got to go with Antonio Brown, even though he's only played 1 extra season than Julio Jones, and he has 900 yards more than Julio. And I think about 20 more touchdowns than Julio in 1 season.
But yeah, I'm saying, like, 4 or 5 interceptions. Julio's had he had like 4 or 5 back-to-back 1,500 yard seasons. Like,
yes.
Why are you going with Antonio over Julio though? Don't like.
I'm not gonna forget the stats. Forget the stats. I think for me, Julio Jones has always had somebody on the other side of the field to help him get more targets.
What?
Yeah.
No, dude. You know that Julio has been triple coverage sometimes.
Oh yeah, and then he turns into Calvin Johnson.
For like 150.
I said they were equal.
I'm not attacking you on what you're saying, but I'm just saying.
Let me explain it. Julio Jones and Antonio Brown are equal. Antonio Brown is just an inch better than Julio, but not by much at all. I'm not saying Brown is better, 100 times better than Julio. Rich is about to shoot me.
Nah.
You know?
Listen, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
It's just 10 p.m. in New Zealand right now. You know what I mean?
So it's not by much. Don't worry. Now Julio Jones, I will say, will end up going into the Hall of Fame before Antonio Brown.
Nah, I think they're going to be both first ballot Hall of Famers. Yeah. And it don't matter what year. They both first ballots. But I think right now it's literally just an eyelash of a difference on the difference between the two. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, one comes with speed, the other one comes with bodying them up, and the other can snatch up and make hands. Actually, everybody can do both of them. You know what I mean? So, it is. I ain't going to say it's a touchy subject. I'm just going to say it's an even subject. It's
one
not
LeBron and one Steph Curry.
Go ahead.
No. Let's do it better. Let's do it better than this.
One is LeBron, one is Kobe?
No, let's do it better than this. One's masking tape, the other one's masking tape. If you throw the ball at them, they're going to catch it, and they're going to shoot it.
Definitely.
Yeah, like, look, like there's no comparing the two because they're both great in their own way. And honestly, I think at the end of the day, like, you know, Julio can body someone, whereas Antonio can shake and bake, and he can jump, like, he can go.
That was what that was the point of my referencing. You got this pure shooting finesse, you know what I mean, quick, and then you have this, I will just sheer will dominate you with sheer just athleticism. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. Like, Julio is, he's flash, he's routes and cuts and hands, and then you got Julio, who is like, I'm gonna go over top of your entire defense and your sideline and just take this ball out of the sky just because I can, and I don't care that you had 37 people guarding. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, you know,
that's what
Logan, I'm sorry to hijack your show, but Big Dirty, LeBron or Kobe?
Okay, listen, this is the NFL stage, sir. But I'm gonna say this one thing.
Just real quick. Chop it off, and I won't even have a rebuttal.
I'm from the 330, the AK route. I'm an active zip. You already know. From the land. Let's get it. LBJ, go. Flat out.
Good thing I'm not answering. I do want to give some breaking news before we move on. Rams admitted that they tried to trade for Khalil Mack.
Man, that would have been so fucking retardedly unfair.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack.
Hey, if they admitted they did that, you know what this is right now? History. It's gone. It's under the water. Who cares?
Because you know what?
Moving on. Because guess what happened? Guess what happened at 8 o'clock tonight? The first NFL game. So now, what's going to go on inside that team? That's up to them.
Good point. Now, on to the next segment of the day. Divisions, I call it. This segment is all about talking about specific divisions, giving our take on each team, weaknesses, strengths, and who will win the division in the end of the season. This week we will talk about the NFC East Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, and Washington Redskins. We will start off the conversation with the New York Giants.
They're not going to win.
Now, what do you think, guys, is their weaknesses and their biggest strength on the team?
Go ahead, Big Daddy.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading something. Come again? Giants.
What is their weaknesses and what is their strength on the team, and who will win the and do you what do you think their record's going to be, and do you think the Giants could win the division at the end of the year?
Hell no, they can't win the division. First of all, they got to beat Philly. That's Philly's.
Which ain't gonna happen.
That's Philly's division, flat out. Now, the Cow Chunks, you never know what they're going to do if they get it together. I see New York probably being third in the division. Maybe they can get into second, but I see them being third. I see that division going Philly, Dallas, either New York, then Washington, or vice versa. I think a lot hinges on, can Saquon, is he going to be Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell? Like, is he going to be that type of running back? If so,
he will, but it ain't gonna be enough.
If so, but I'm saying if so, with yeah, and I agree because I mean I'm sorry, Eli. They need to put him to bed. Davis Webb is definitely not the answer. They're screwed at quarterback. Screwed.
Yeah, and everybody's still criticizing the New York Giants for not going in and drafting Sam Darnold at number 2.
Listen, if Saquon is what Saquon looks like he can be, listen, that ain't gonna last long.
No,
that ain't gonna last.
No, you're right. You're right.
I agree with him. I
don't like him, but I agree with him.
Like, you don't like Saquon Barkley?
I'm talking about Rich. I'm just messing though.
Man, listen, I'll come through this.
Saquon Barkley is once in a lifetime back.
I agree.
Like, there's nothing outside of Saquon Barkley. Dude, he can pass catch. He can block. He can run. He can juke. He can run through the middle. He can go to the outside. He can do it all.
Yeah, he is the Todd. He could end up being the Todd Gurley of the Rams, the Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, and the Leonard Fournette.
Zeke benefited a lot off of Great Line and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Just like Emmitt Smith. I said it. I said it. I said it.
And
I agree.
And
this shit, I could have ran for the numbers he put up behind that damn offensive line that they had. Dudes bench pressing 700 pounds on a damn line.
Actually, Big Dirty is actually correct. He really could have at least ran for around 700 or 800 yards.
And I think Barkley could end up being the Leonard Fournette of the Jags. I think there's a lot of similarities there.
Okay. No, okay.
Barkley.
Hold on. Now listen, Logan. I get. Here's the thing. First of all, Leonard Fournette. I don't think Leonard Fournette lived up to the bill last year. Is he dangerous? Yes. Does he have tremendous potential? Yes. But the reason why I'm saying Saquon Barkley is not the same kind of... Fournette is just a give me the ball and let me annihilate. He's juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not... Saquon Barkley is... Leonard Fournette is not. And Ezekiel Elliott, neither one of them running backs are a Todd Gurley or a Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. And what I mean by that is those dudes are the epitome of an actual real live dual threat. I can whether I'm catching out of the backfield, and yes, can Fournette catch out of the backfield? Yeah. Can Ezekiel Elliott catch out of the backfield? Yeah. But they cannot catch. You can't line them up as a receiver and get the results you could lining up Le'Veon as a receiver or Gurley as a receiver. And that's what Saquon Barkley brings, is that level of him on the field, period, creates mismatched nightmares. Like Todd Gurley and like Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. Like, if you slide, say, Leonard Fournette out into a like he goes out into a out into the slot or out into, you know what I mean, out into the flat. Listen, you could put a linebacker on one of them dudes. You put Saquon Barkley out there, you can only put an elite linebacker. Huh?
All you have to do is break one tackle. Gone.
Man. And that's why I'm saying Saquon has the potential to be on a higher level. I already feel like he's ahead of the game. I would put him above Ezekiel, and I would put him above Fournette, because both of them, like Lucky said it first, Ezekiel benefited from a hell of an offensive line. And yeah, he had that hell of a season, but I mean, it ain't been like, still, we don't have much of a body of work to really speak on. And then same with Leonard. We had the 1 year, and I think it was not what expected, especially for as ferocious as the dude is. And style.
Let's not take away from the fact that Zeke and Dak's freshman year or first year, man, they balled it out hard though. You know what I mean? Because they didn't know any better. They didn't know how to do the whole thing, and actually that worked to their benefit. And I love first year people when they come into the league, because they don't know, like, oh, you have to pace yourself. You have to do this. You have to do that. No, man. Dude, you're 21, 22, 23 years old. Go in and ball out hard. You know what I mean? Ball till you fall.
Yeah, exactly. And a big shout out to Christopher Smith in the chat. He says Julio is the best in the league. And he says, even though I'm not happy him hanging out with T.O., LOL.
Shit, why not T.O. the GOAT, man? Oh, man.
Yeah, come on, Terrell. He only has some of the most receptions of all time. The most, like, he's top 2 or 3, the most touchdowns of all time. Like, come on, T.O. T.O. knows how to get open.
Julio is a grown man. So, at Julio's age, you ain't got to worry about somebody else's attitude rubbing off on, you know what I mean? Even though half of the shit T.O. was in wasn't T.O. original.
Hey.
You don't have to worry about T.O. corrupting a person, because Julio, he's a vet. He's been in the league for a while. Only thing Julio stood to do was gain from T.O. because, like he just said, T.O. was one of the most dominating wide receivers in the NFL. That dude was a freak of nature, and I believe right now that dude could still come back and ball out on anybody. Look at the dude, 40 years old, and he looks.
And honestly, this kind of like contradicts me in college standpoints, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Julio, in his first couple of years, guess who he was trained by in college? Nick Saban. Nick Saban preaches discipline from the start to finish of college career. So I don't like, and plus Julio grew up in the South, man. Like, you grow up in the South, you learn like discipline and like the way to handle yourself as a pro, the way you do all this stuff as like a pro.
Yeah, he's
like,
setting his ways.
Say what?
I said, yeah, Julio's setting his ways.
It's good though. Like he's in good hands. He knows what he's doing because he's been there. I mean, he has a great support base to talk to and call back on. And like, I mean, at the end of the day though, like, I mean, yeah, it's ultimately up to him, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna catch that coming out of like the South, or something coming out of that from Alabama, or something coming out of that from like Georgia, or especially Nick Saban, because Nick Saban preaches discipline in you from the time you're down on campus.
If Julio was a second year player in the league, and he was running with T.O. and whatnot. I could see if T.O. was I could see some of those brazenness rubbing off. A young guy who looks up to, somebody like T.O., fresh in the league, looking to make this impact and soaking up all this shit. I could see that. But Julio been here and he been like an elite. You know what I mean? Like, all he's looking to do is take his shit to that extra level. You know what I mean? Like, he knows he's a grown man, so he looking at anything that's bullshit, I'm gonna disregard. Like, oh, you tripping, you silly. Okay, but what about this footwork? What about this drill? What about okay? Oh man, that's okay. Move on. Skip past that nonsense. What about this? You know what I mean? Like, because he's a vet. He's an all-pro veteran. You know what I mean? Like,
he knows what it takes to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like me right now. You know what I mean? I got a total of 6 kids, and one of them is about to be 20, and that would be like me right now, letting somebody else try to influence me on how I'm raising my children. You know what I mean? Like, on how I should act or how I should. It's like, man, I've been doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't affect how I do this right here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's how I see that. You know what I mean?
And by the way, guys, I am one of his 9 kids. Yes, yeah, that's one arm. That's me. I'm him.
But I do want to.
I will still run back on my dad because he don't know what he's talking about half the time.
Yeah, but I do want to move on to the division segment that we were doing. For the New York Giants, I'm gonna throw out the weaknesses, and I want to see what you guys think on the strengths and what you guys think of what I said about the weaknesses. For the Giants, everybody says that New York Giants defense is very, very good. It can be if it can be consistent. I think the weakness in the Giants right now is that offensive line. And just because they picked up Nate Soldier in free agency this year, Soldier's not likely to all of a sudden evolve into NFL's best left tackle in 2018. But he doesn't have to be, despite what the Giants are paying him. The Giants just need Soldier to be exactly what he has been for Tom Brady over the past 7 seasons. One of the best left tackles in the NFL and one of the most consistent. But the question is, will he be consistent this year in 2018 with a new team?
I'm going to go ahead and hijack this conversation. You ready? No. Dude, Giants defense is only going to get in the way of themselves. Period. And that's all it is. Like, there's nothing that the Giants can do to stop. Because, look, if the offense ain't staying on the field, the Giants are going to have to play like 70, 80, maybe even in a bad game, 90 plays a game. Look, the Giants are going to get in the way of themselves. Period. That's it. I'm done. What you got, Big Dirk?
I am I'm trying to figure out here. You said what about the New York Giants defense?
It can be one of the best if it's consistent.
Man, I don't know if I'm maybe missing something, but I don't. Listen, man.
What are we miss? What am I missing?
I don't see it. When I look over their roster, when I look at their defense,
you don't see anything.
Like, I don't see it, man. I don't see the defense making no damn noise.
Well, it's
who? Like, Dalvin Tomlinson might, looks to be pretty good. Like I just don't see no standout. I don't even see one standout bona fide game changer. So like,
name me one good player on Giants defense.
Well,
good Pro Bowl caliber.
Pro Bowl caliber.
I can't think of one. I don't think
Exactly.
has JDP been to a Pierre Paul JPP.
No, there's nothing. They're going to get in the way of their own self. This is going to be one of these defenses this year that gives up something like 20 to 28 points a game. That's just how it's going to be this year.
Well, we can't mention JPP since he's no longer with the Giants.
That's what I was saying. Like that would have been the only person.
He's no longer with the Giants while we mention him.
Yeah, he's like, where do you go, Buccaneers or something? But yeah,
he did.
But I'm saying, like, I was thinking back, like last year, like who was the only they don't even have that. Like I don't see them.
Well, hang on. There is some stats, and I know we shouldn't mention stats, but the stats do say something at least. The New York Giants defense finished the 2016 season and the 2017 season en route to the playoffs. Besides last year, they allowed just 25 touchdowns the whole season in 2016. In 2017, they fell off completely. So that's
what did they do in 2015?
Well, okay, so yeah, what's the 2017-2018 stats look like?
Nah,
what did they do in 2015?
That's why I said if they can be consistent and get back to what they did in 2016, but I don't see it.
But their
Giants need to realize that. Look, Good Morning America is gone, man. That whole Michael Strahan balling, dude, that is water under the bridge, man. It's gone. It's time for you to start rebuilding a damn defense, man.
Man.
Period. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, Big Dirty, take it.
Nah, I agree. Their defense is declining. They're losing players, and they're not adding equal quality players that are departing.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't see. Honestly, I think they have the weakest defense in that division.
Yeah, they do. And
I ain't want to say weak. I'm gonna go worse than that. Softest. Softest.
And what? Just a couple years ago, they drafted Eli Apple to become the #1 corner on that team.
That's what that little turd did. Become a fucking problem child, man.
Problem child. He got nothing but issues. That he's a mental case.
And if he wants to fucking Buck, like, come on, Buck, man. Like, prove me wrong. You're a problem child. That's all it was, man.
Have y'all watched the movie Life?
Yes.
Eli Apple can't get right. Just saying.
Good point on that one. All right,
saying.
All right, so what do you guys think of the Washington Redskins?
Potential. Period.
Potential.
That's it. Potential.
What are their weaknesses and strengths?
I think their strength.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
I think their strength is. I'm sure not a lot of people, but I think they got a really strong running back core. There's a lot of depth there, and I think Darius Geis is going to mess around. And I don't know if he's healthy yet, but I think that dude might mess around and be a potential Thunderback. Like I think
he's out for the season, Rich.
Is it the season? Dang.
I think he's
out.
Yeah,
it's the ACL.
Oh shit, the ACL. Wow. Yeah. Well, retracted. They still got some depth at running back. I mean, they got some dudes that are that were under the radar running backs that were that can produce.
Who's their quarterback, Big Dirty?
Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex Smith.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't know. That goes to show you how much faith I have in them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Now
they
they.
still.
Go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you are right about the depth on the running backs. They still have Chris Thompson, Robert Kelly. They lost Darius Geis for the season, and they just picked up one of the healthiest years he's played, Adrian Peterson. So.
Oh, AP will get you a yard or two before he blows out his next knee. Look, I love AP to death.
He's gonna play 3 games, and then he's gonna be like, they're gonna be like, what happened? He's like,
I love AP to death, man, dude. He is one of my all-time favorite college running backs of all time. College running backs of all time. Look, man.
I'm gonna say it right now, and
AP, quit forcing it. Hey, if you hear me, it's time, man. It's time. It's time. Kill it. Kill it before it comes too late.
I'm gonna do a Johnny Lucky here, and I'm gonna say Adrian Peterson. Let's just be honest right now. Yeah, you're healthy. You're gonna play your old team and the Vikings. Or your old team, I don't know. I think they're playing the Vikings week 1. I'm not sure. I have to go look at my notepad here. He's gonna play that game, and then week 2 he's gonna break a fingernail, and he's gonna be out for the season.
Now they gonna break his medulla oblongata.
Hey, man, be respectable. They say a pinky toe.
His medulla oblongata.
Yep.
Listen, the Redskins. You know what? I feel like a schlub right now, but at the same time, this goes to speak because, like, I know a little bit. I know a lot about a little bit about a lot, but the Redskins roster really doesn't inspire a lot of conversation from you, a lot of thought. Like,
Big Daddy,
yeah,
out. The NFC East.
Huh?
Okay? Talking about NFC East right now. We're going to say that talk for next week. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you got me confused. The Redskins are the NFC East.
Yeah, but you were talking about Cleveland.
No, he was talking to Redskins. He was walking outside. He didn't hear. He must have heard something else.
I must have heard. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Washington Redskins take on the Cardinals week 1. So, but we'll get to the predictions on that game later. But Rich,
ooh, I can't wait.
Rich, what do you think? What do you think, sir? What are their weaknesses for the Washington Redskins?
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, again,
I think about it.
Yeah, like, to be honest, like I said, I really think the weaknesses is just like that's a team that has been in a downward spiral for quite some time. Really, since RG3 went down.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm just saying they've been unstable since RG3 went down. It's been a lot of shuffling, a lot of just, and once they seem to start maybe getting some pieces, things just start to crumble again. And you know what I mean? There's a lot of shifting, a lot of, and like I said, like it's one of those situations for me that I kind of just, okay, I'm going to put it to you like this. For a long time, Cleveland was a team, and now I'm mentioning it. Cleveland was a team that most people didn't even really pay attention to. They couldn't really tell you who was there or what was going on there because, I mean, there was so much instability and shifting and player movement and just nobody really excelling and shot. It was just like, at any given time you ask a random person about the organization and they would be like, oh, I didn't even know that coach was over there. I didn't know that player left there. I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of they fell kind of by the wayside. And for me, that one of those teams in the league is Washington. I really can't say strengths or weaknesses because I really haven't paid too much mind to Washington because just, there hasn't been anything, I guess, of note that really made me go, oh, okay, Washington trying to make some move, so.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree with you. Because literally, when Logan brought up Washington, the only thing I thought of was like, okay, run of the mill. They'll shoot 500 plus or minus one game and maybe playoffs. Who cares? They're not gonna make the championship game. Like nothing matters. So I'm like, bro, like all you got to do right now is figure out your team. You got a team that could probably make a deep run in the playoffs, but at the same time, you're literally here with a team that needs an extra piece to the puzzle. Like, I mean, look at all the teams that have made these deep runs in the playoffs. They have superstars. Like, you can pick and choose the superstars over the last 4 or 5 years. You can't do that with Washington right now.
No.
Pick a superstar. You can pick an okay person. You can't pick a superstar. You can't do it. Like, they have a whole lot of good players, but they don't have great players, man. That's what's going to hinder them from making the playoffs or a deep playoff run. You know what I mean?
Yep. Unfortunately, that's the truth. And really, to me, there's a couple weaknesses in the Redskins team. That's to be determined. I don't really talk much about the Redskins. That's why I wanted to bring them up. But
I tell you what, I'm making a point to personally spend this week. I will look into them Redskins, and next week I will have a studied response of what I feel from what I gather about the Redskins.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
And now, you know what? Some of the best knowledge you can get is off straight up on the field gameplay.
Exactly.
So,
period.
Because I mean, we've seen all this stuff with the Cleveland Browns, man. And honestly, like if you ask me, I'm like Cleveland Browns gonna win 9 games this year. But I want to see that shit on the field, and we get really excited when we see how the potential that they and just put it together. You know what I mean? And all teams need to do that. Put it together, man. Like put it together on the field. Win a damn game when it's coming down 3 minutes and you're down by like 1 or 2 points. Put it together and win the damn game, man. You know what I mean? Like, period. And that goes to show you a champion and a team that is just okay. Now, if they fought to the end, that's different. Like, if they went to overtime, lost in overtime, whatever. At least you made it there. So,
good point.
Anyway, story short, Eagles, no. Giants, no. I'm sorry. Neither one of them 2 teams is going to make the playoffs this year. Well, I can't say the Eagles ain't going to make the playoffs. Redskins are not going to make the playoffs. Period.
All right.
I agree.
I agree too.
It may keep someone out of the playoffs though.
That's never say never on that one. That's any given Sunday.
Never.
Now, here's the juicy question. Cowboys, weaknesses and strengths. I already know the strengths for the Cowboys.
I know the strengths and the weaknesses.
They're the Cowboys.
The strengths are that they are the Cowboys. The weaknesses is that they are the fucking Cowboys. They will eventually get themselves in their own way. Like, they're going to do it. Like, they're going to be a team that is vying for a playoff position, and they may make a wild card position, but they will ultimately fail. I don't want to say fail.
I'm going to say that they have a major strength.
That offensive line. I was going to say the offensive line.
The offensive line ain't what it used to be, but it's still nice. Their strength right now is their defense. The deciding factor for the Cowboys is what's the offense going to do this year. What offense is going to show up?
Well,
that defense is nasty. That offense shows up like it did 2 years ago, they're going to make a run.
Well, the only problem is you don't have Dez Bryant anymore, and you lost your...
I'm going to tell you right now, that's a good thing that they don't have Dez Bryant.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing, but at the same time, you also lost your best tight end in Cowboys history.
Yeah, and you just replaced it with a decent one. But the thing is you can spread the ball out now. You don't have a dude that's like, no disrespect to Dez Bryant, but like when you don't have to flood someone with like passes, and don't get me wrong, Jason Witten was awesome, but outside of that, now that you can actually function as an offense and just basically just run an offense, like who cares who gets the ball type of offense, man, just run that stuff, dude. You're gonna beat most teams in the NFL when you can just run that. You run your offense straight up and down.
Good point. I gotta agree with you on that. Now, Rich, what do you think?
Listen, like I said, I'm going to still go with the fact that their offense, their defense is, like I said, is stout. I think that, like, yeah, they lost Dez Bryant, but they picked up Tyrell Williams. Scarborough's on their practice squad. Like Cole Beasley, they got Blake Jarwin. I think he's a decent tight end. Like, is he Jason Witten? No, I mean, we'll likely never see another Jason Witten. But I think that they have the tools in place for the offense to gel and to put up numbers, and they have the defense that will definitely keep them in game. I think their defense probably win a couple games for them, like legit, like outscore.
I agree.
A couple teams, you know what I mean? So, like, I honestly feel like if that offense, if Zeke stays out of shit and healthy all season, that line stays healthy, as long as Dak doesn't turn the ball over, and I think Tyrell Williams is a decent wide receiver. Tavon Austin. Don't they got Tavon Austin?
Yeah, and they also have Allen Hurns, too, now.
I mean, come on, man. Like, Dez Bryant was a mental.
It up. Somebody gonna catch it,
man. You know what I mean?
And
like,
they still got Cole Beasley who can catch
that's
it.
That's what I'm saying. They got Cole Beasley.
Somebody gonna catch it.
Yeah. Like, if that offense does what it should do, they're gonna make a run. They might even push Philly, and I hate Dallas.
Dallas is a playoff team.
Yes, they are, definitely. Right now, yeah, they're going to the playoffs. Like, I'll say
Dallas in that league right now.
I don't see really a weakness right now for the Dallas Cowboys, other than Dak Prescott maybe being inconsistent sometimes. But other than that, he knows how, if he turns the ball over, he's going to come right back out, and he's going to light it up, and he's going to forget about that mistake.
Well,
that's one thing I like about it.
You keep forgetting there is such a person named Zeke Elliott in the backfield.
And Zeke
Yeah, he has a great line to run behind.
Yeah, I didn't want to take nothing from Zeke when I said that because he is a beast. Like, I wasn't trying to say that to take from Zeke. I was just saying that definitely helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like what you're saying, and I think that contributed to some of what we may say as inconsistency on Dak's part was if you look at last year was a screwed up year. You had Dez being Dez, Zeke suspensions, and all this other stupid shit like some injuries on the offensive line. There were a lot of mitigating circumstances that led to Dak's inconsistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I can't really say if Dak could be more consistent. It's like if the team around him remains consistent, Dak gonna do what Dak gonna do. And if that happens, Dak gonna take them deep into the playoffs, maybe to a bowl run. Like
the bowl run.
That bowl run.
Here's they bowl.
They tried to get that super chip.
Nah, I feel you, man. Like, Dallas is up, down, left, and right a playoff team, man.
Definitely.
So, mm-hmm.
Right.
When you look at them on paper, you're just like, Jesus, this team is loaded.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, you're like, can you finally put it together?
Mm-hmm.
And you finally put it together.
Man.
And honestly, in my opinion, no, they can't. Like, prove to me that you can put it together by doing it. Like,
right.
Dude, like, money is on the fucking table. Do it. If you can't do it, like, we're gonna always think of you as like a first round. You may get through one, but you're gonna lose out in the second round. You know, I mean, that's how it always is. But they did that shit with Matt Ryan, man.
Yeah.
Like, and Matt Ryan literally had to walk his ass to the Super Bowl before people were like, okay, well, we might need to start like taking Atlanta seriously. And still, to this day, as a Falcons fan, I really still don't believe in them to where like Patriots fans believe in Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Tom Brady will get you to at least to the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
But say that about Matt Ryan? Can we say that about Dez Bryant? Can we say that about like any person there on the NFC East? No, we can't. Do you have faith that if Carson Wentz don't come back, do you have faith that Nick Foles can walk them to the playoffs again?
I do. I think he's gonna look at this knee injury and do what Teddy Bridgewater did, and it's in the past, and let's move on and let's just play ball.
What did Teddy Bridgewater do?
What was that?
What did Teddy Bridgewater do?
I mean, he hasn't done anything really because he just like literally came back, got active and cleared and all that. But I think in the long run, Teddy Bridgewater came out to the Jets and he wanted to showcase that I may have been hurt and I was out for a while, but I'm not down for the count. And I love this game of football, and I'm gonna go out and ball my ass off no matter what. And
did he?
He did in preseason, and now look, the Jets traded him to the Saints because
who he playing against in preseason?
He played against the Redskins, the Lions.
I'm telling you, I'm sorry, man. I'm not. I mean, I like Teddy Bridgewater to death, man. But if you can't do that in the regular season, like that's all that matters, man. Because look, like Falcons set like 30% of their people all preseason, and like if you can't perform,
he did perform
when the show is on, then that's it, man. And
I mean, he did perform.
I love Teddy Bridgewater to death, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Teddy Bridgewater ain't gonna get you to the playoffs.
Well, Sean Payton saw something in him, and they pursued him as the backup, and apparently, if Drew Brees were to retire after this season, Teddy Bridgewater is looked at as the future of the New Orleans Saints. So
I mean, I see that, and I'm sorry that happened. But do you think that Teddy Bridgewater could ever match Drew Brees, like in production?
No, I don't think.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. No, I'm just saying, like, Teddy Bridgewater he's a good dude, man. I love Teddy Bridgewater, man. But I'm sorry, man. He's not going to walk you to the playoffs just on him alone. What the Saints can do, they can get to the playoffs alone, literally riding Drew Brees back. And that's pretty much what they've done. You know what I mean? And the year that they won the Super Bowl, they actually did that shit on the back of Drew Brees and an awesome defense.
All right, Rich's turn.
That being said, that their team, I feel, is so loaded they can mess around and get there without. Like, they got a squad, man.
I love it.
Like,
yeah.
Drew Brees, yeah, they get there. Drew Brees is all hell Brees. I'll never take that from Brees. That dude is a maniac.
Yeah, you can never go away from Brees, man.
Oh, never. But I'm just saying that's how good the Saints are. Is that, like, even without Brees, I think they will still do work. That team is, man.
Always.
Man. Michael Thomas, Baldwin, Fleener, Ingram, Kamara.
As a Falcons fan, I'm going to tell you, as a Falcons fan, Falcons hate the New Orleans Saints, man.
Yeah.
For us, it's the New Orleans Aints until they won the Super Bowl. And now we ain't got nothing to go with against them.
No, guys, I don't mean to cut you off about the Saints and all that, but let's try to stay on topic on the Eagles' weaknesses and strengths.
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. Hey, you know what? If they just keep doing their thing, man, they're going to be all right. They'll make the playoffs. And I can't say anything different that they're going to make the playoffs. Because once you make the playoffs, then it's literally just team versus team at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But would it surprise me if they made the playoffs again? Not at all. And actually, I expect them to be the number 2 or 3 seed. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. Is they going to be the number 1 or number 3? Like, number 1, 2, number 3 seed. Period. Like, they're gonna do their job. They're gonna get to the playoffs again, and like, I'm sorry, they're gonna be in the playoffs. They got a decent defense. They got a decent offense. Like, they got enough weapons to make it to the playoffs, and that's really all it takes in the NFL. Playoffs. Yeah, I mean. If you don't make the playoffs, guess who gets fired? The coach.
Yeah. So. Now, I'm going to let Rich go ahead and say his piece, but I do want to say, my opinion, personally, Eagles have no weaknesses right now, and their strengths is that they are still going to be named the underdogs this year.
You don't think that Nick Foles being a starting quarterback is a weakness? I'm just asking.
It's a good point. I didn't think of that until now. Yep, definitely. Rich is shaking it. Rich is shaking it
last year, but it's cool doing it last year. Do it again this year. You know what I mean?
So he shows me that he can, because again, he did it before, not to the Super Bowl, obviously, but he balled out. Like, he was killing it. Next year, who the hell is this dude?
Yeah.
To the point, he was so bad that they got rid of him.
Yeah.
You know
for example, Rich, right? For example, that game a couple years ago, I think 2013, He threw, 6 or 7 touchdowns, no picks against the Oakland Raiders. The next season, he just, what the hell happened?
Exactly. And I think that's why I call it Fool's Gold instead of Fool's Gold. He's the fool. He balled out the last part of the year like he was supposed, like a backup supposed to do. Super Bowl MVP. Oh my gosh. Woo, woo, woo. And now here we go. Next season, I think he's going to do the same exact thing he did before. He's going to fold. He's going to fall under pressure. I hope not. I don't want it to happen, but I'm not going to bet on it.
It's no disrespect, man. It's just, look,
I can't do it.
I get what Rich is saying.
I'm not hating. I'm sitting on the couch.
Yeah, look, I get what Rich is saying. We've been there. We've seen it happen before. Like, look, you have a hot season. Good job. Unfortunately, I know what happens next season. And I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Hey, prove me wrong, and that will make me happy. Prove me wrong.
Follow it up.
But you can't follow up that kind of superstar season where this is probably might be the pinnacle of your career.
Especially when you're just not Super Bowl caliber player. And
he never was. He just jumped in at the right time at the right moment, and bam, there we go. Hey, guess what? Hey, ready? And we're gonna even take it back to college. Cardell Jones or Cardell, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Cardell Jones. You right. He took over
a big body slick Cadillac, and they basically just told him, like, look, here's the keys, don't wreck it.
Mm-hmm.
He was third quarterback.
That's what Cardell did. He was like, look, I ain't gonna wreck it, man. And plus, I ain't gonna wreck it. I might give you a couple of sunroofs. But look, Cardell Jones did enough to get the job done, and that's all they needed to do from Nick Foles last year, because that defense was sick, that offense was clicking. All you need to do is get it into the right hands of the right people. Mm-hmm. Like, here's the keys to the Cadillac, don't wreck it.
Yeah, that's to be determined as well. Rich, go ahead and any final thoughts on the Eagles?
No, fly Eagles fly. Like I said, I hope the best, but I just, like I said, I would never bet on Foles. I just can't. I don't believe. So
I agree. No,
again,
right now, in his score right now.
I believe the final, though. I think Philly's defense going to pull it out. I think 28-24. Philly.
You said 38-24?
28-24.
28-24.
Yeah.
28-24.
28-24.
All
right. So we've only gone an hour and 22 minutes, and it seems like... Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, real quick, because I'm sorry. Look, because my kids are starting to come home, and you already know they like oil and water. They're gonna be, and so I'm gonna have to bid you adieu. But I do want to say this: 28-24. Atlanta is driving to take the win. Jalen Mills is gonna pick the ball off and end the game.
All right. Well, hang on, Rich. We only had two more things to do, and we were just gonna say answers to who should start for a couple teams, and then just do the prediction, and then we were doing the predictions for the winners of the games coming up in week 1. Then we're done.
All right.
So
let's try to make it fast. No long-windedness. I'll shut up.
All right. So who should start? We're going to start off with the Buffalo Bills. Before the roster cuts, A.J. McCarron was supposed to be the starter. And then...
Josh Allen.
Nope, Josh Allen is not actually starting, but you think Josh Allen...
You said who should start.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So you think Josh Allen?
Damn right. Fucking Nate
Peterson. Who do you think's going to start?
Yeah. Remember what happened last time Nate Peterson got in the damn game? 5 picks. Josh Allen.
Good point.
Point blank, Period.
Period.
But yeah, what else you got?
Me?
Yes.
Well, first things first, I wanted I wrote some answers down before the roster cuts and the depth chart transactions and stuff like that. And I said, first things first, let's cut Nathan Peterman. And it didn't happen.
Who's that? Exactly. Look, man. Let's talk about the big go-getters. Jimmy Garoppolo, start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look, Nate, he failed to impress last year, so I was shocked as hell to see shocked as hell that I said release, and now he's starting the quarterback. I mean, it's and AJ McCarron's the backup for Derek Carr now. It's unbelievable.
When I seen they said that Nathan Peterman was the starter, I spit. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yep. Exactly.
Hey, but check this out though. I'm gonna tell you a must start from my perspective, but it's a very easy perspective. Start James Conner. Conner. Start James Conner. He will get you at least 14 points this week. Period.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking rookies and stuff like that. So this team's okay. Cardinals: Sam Bradford, Mike Glennon, or Josh Rosen.
Ooh, hey, say it again.
Who should start? Sam Bradford, Mike Glennon, or Josh Rosen?
Mike Glennon's not even part of that conversation. Let's be real.
Mike Glennon definitely not.
Let's just be real.
Yep.
Like, that would be like asking you, and I'm not saying this, I drink water. That's the only reason why I'm not putting me in this. But Logan, that would be like, in my opinion, that would be like asking you, do you want a water or a Mountain Dew?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I definitely want a water.
Well.
I definitely want a water.
Water. Why'd you throw water in there? You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't even part of the
No, I want to stay hydrated. I haven't said that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying Logan's not a water drinker. I'm a water drinker. You know what I mean?
Logan's
not a water.
Me too.
I'm a water drinker.
I'm a water drinker. What?
I ain't never heard you say you was drinking water. Every time I hear you talking about drinking, I hear.
Oh, I drink at least one soda in the afternoon for the acid reflux. Come on now, Rich.
So anyway, 5 sodas. But anyway, long story short, hey.
What do you think, Sam or Josh?
Start Josh.
Start Josh.
But he's only gonna get you like 1 or 2 points more than the other guy. Like, well, I mean, because at this point, like, we're like saying, like, oh, check this out, I got 5 apples. All right, check this out, I got 4 apples.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares at the end of the day? You got 4 apples. I got 5.
I think you start Josh Rosen because you picked him high in the first round for a reason.
Hey, don't let your own intuition come into that.
I'm not.
Whatever you do, you start the best option.
Okay, no,
the best option is.
Okay, listen.
Go ahead,
the best option is. Everybody said Josh Rosen was one of the most NFL-ready quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Rosen is talented out of this world. He is. Sam Bradford has he ever played a season healthy? Has he ever finished the season?
No. Honestly,
he's old. He's not old, but he's older. He can't stay healthy. He can't. So you pick somebody 10th or 11th overall in the first round.
Yep.
I mean, let's go. Let's do it. What are we bullshitting about? What are we playing with?
You're right.
It's only a matter of a couple of points. So fuck it.
Yeah, well,
high risk, low. I mean, low risk, high reward.
He ain't talking fantasy points. He's talking about actual game.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Fantasy points make up in the game. But having said that, what I'm saying though is like sit here and you put up a rookie quarterback, he probably will do almost equally, if not better, than Sam Bradford. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, put him in. Like, let's roll with it.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, okay, my opinion on this, I straight up said it should be Josh Rosen too. I said again, this was a little bit of a shocker. I really thought in the long run that the Cardinals would go with the veteran Sam Bradford. Everyone thought they would sit Josh Rosen for the year, and bam, they're basically saying now or never for the future of this team. And I understand that they wanted to pull this off and give the rookie a shot of glory, but I guess this is a great opportunity. It's a smart test to throw him out there. As long as Larry Fitzgerald is around, that's going to also benefit him as well, to have that veteran presence on the receiving corps. And a smart decision for the future of the Cardinals.
How is this smart?
What's smart to start Josh Rosen?
In the fucking... Sorry, send him out there to get, like, basically just deboed in the first week of the season. Like, that's not smart. Like, dude, hey, look at it. If he's ready, put him out there. If he's not ready, don't put him out there.
Okay, how about this then? Check this out. How about we go ahead and we compare? I'm a firm believer in if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that for every instance of a starter who became a solid to great quarterback in the NFL that started their rookie year, and you give me one that sat, and I can guarantee you can only give me one or two that sat before they played and became a good to great quarterback, whereas I can give you 10, 15, 20 that started their rookie year and balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you either got it or you don't.
Yeah, you're right on that one.
That's
right.
And
you know what I mean? And when you're as high as in the top 10, then that person's supposed to have it. And if they don't, it doesn't matter whether they sit.
Logan is asking you, is it okay to send... Well, I ain't going to say okay. What Logan is asking you, do you think it's all right to send Josh Rosen out there for his first game of the first NFL season right out of the gate?
I mean, he is facing the Redskins week 1.
Yeah, they're playing the Redskins. Yeah, I do.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? Every Redskin on that team was probably
his first year in the NFL.
Every Redskin on that team was probably an All-American at some point.
What was Peyton Manning's record his first year in the NFL?
I don't know.
3-13. He was sacked for a record amount of times that season. He broke a record for how many times he was sacked, a quarterback sacked in a season. And I'm saying, like, there's multiple quarterbacks that, listen, got thrown out there. And I'm saying, you either persevere or you drown. And you're either going to persevere or drown, whether it's year 1, year 2, year 3, you either got it or you don't. Aaron Rodgers, had they had thrown Aaron Rodgers out there when they got him, he would have still balled out.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Josh Rosen can do it?
I think so. And I think Rich and you, hopefully you guys agree with me. It is now or never for the Cardinals now.
The only reason why, and here's hold on. Let me get real quick.
Known as and be.
Real quick. The reason Aaron Rodgers sat was because you had Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. Of course, a person's supposed to sit in that situation. It's almost like, and I'm not going to bring it up, but I'll touch on that because I know that's coming up. But, so, I think that Josh Rosen doesn't stand to benefit from sitting behind Sam Bradford.
No.
I agree with that one.
I feel like you're playing a weak Washington Redskins team. So we picked you 10th overall. This is your best. This would be the best time to start season opener.
Build the confidence.
Weak Redskins. Let's go.
Yeah, build his confidence up. Let him go out there. Don't do too much. Just keep it simple.
Hey, cut it loose, man. Cut it loose. Let's see what he got on the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree with Big Dirty. Like, I didn't even really think about it. Yeah, cut him loose. Let's see what he can do. Because what if he's just like an itching hound just waiting to get loose? You know what I mean? Right. And then all of a sudden he just starts tearing up these dink and dunk. Dink and dunks will tear up a zone defense. I mean, it'll tear up anything. Like, just dink and dunk them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like dare I say what Cleveland's doing? Like, look, you hit these slant routes, bang, got them. Hey, that's 8 yards. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a good
point. You
point.
can't take those 8 yards back. Just go, that was sloppily done, but it was still 8 yards.
Yeah. So Josh Rosen should start. All three of us agree.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you right now. Start whoever you want, because Josh Rosen probably ain't gonna tear up the fantasy stat boards.
Well, it's still to be seen on that one. But Cleveland Browns time. Tyrod Taylor or Baker Mayfield.
Baker. Tyrod's still hurt, right?
Nah, Tyrod ain't hurt. He just hurt his pinky. He came back out in the same game. Here's the thing. I feel like if they put Baker out there, I would be like, fuck yeah, let's get it. Because I feel like that's what they're supposed to do. Now, the only reason why I'm okay with him not going out is because Tyrod is a very similar quarterback, except for he's not a risk taker. Baker is, which is a bust for me for Baker.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he has that light of fire like Baker has. But he is a very similar type quarterback. He doesn't make turnovers. He will push the ball. He can use his legs to scramble, keep plays open. And I think that is the perfect type situation. Not that he's anywhere near a Brett Favre, because he definitely the fuck is not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a similar type of someone decent for Baker to sit while, you know what I mean, and to continue to soak some shit up. You see what I'm saying? He could benefit from different work ethic and so on and so forth, and sit and gaming and watching game and being a part of this shit with Tyrod at the helm. So I'm okay with it. But but at the same time, if they was to be like, all right, Baker, you're in first game, I'm all behind that too. So it's kind of like either way, I think it's beneficial. Like, I think Baker can get in there and do work out the gate, but I'm not mad that he is, that they're doing it the way they're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because at the same time, also, like, I think we gave up a second for Tyrod. Like,
I thought it was a third.
But honestly, that was a bona fide starter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He proved it time over and time again in Buffalo.
Exactly.
Like, Tyrod Taylor is a starter, period. Man, no, that's the reason why Cleveland is in the best situation right now, because they can literally let Tyrod start the game, and then about every 2 or 3 fucking drives, throw in Baker, see what he can do, and guess what? He may just create a touchdown or two, and then at that point, that's 21 points. You know what I mean? Because Tyrod will not get shut out. You know what I mean? Like, that's not Tyrod's way. Or, hold on. Let me see if I get it right. Tyrod?
Tyrod.
But we're not going to get started on all that. But I'm going to say right now, man, Cleveland Browns are in the best situation when it comes to a quarterback, because you literally have a game changer and a winner as a backup quarterback.
Yes.
But you also have a proven winner and someone who can walk you to the playoffs. You know what I mean? As a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, like, they have it all. And you got Jarvis Landry. Like, Jarvis Landry. I mean, just throw it to him. He's going to catch it. Period.
Yeah. No.
There's no other outside of that.
Yeah, good point. Now, I will say, my opinion, I wanted Baker Mayfield to start. I think he brings a whole new spark to the Browns, but I also think Tyrod Taylor also brings that spark as well. So it's either way, the Browns are in a good position, and I think the coach for the Browns made a good choice in sticking to his game plan and his gut and his heart, and keeping Tyrod as the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for now.
I couldn't agree with you more, Logan.
Are you there, Rich?
Agree with you more.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, your camera went out on us, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm multitasking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Logan. Because, I mean, you basically just said it. Like, look, man. Like, let Tyrod do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid something happens to where, you know, Baker has to do it. But as long as we keep doing the show, like, the norm right now, like, dude, like, Cleveland is in good hands right now. Like, I mean, you got Tyrod as a starter, and you got Baker as a backup. And look, Baker will take over eventually the reins of Cleveland. But as of right now, he's doing good learning from Tyrod. Because Tyrod, man, dude, like, he's been in this game for like 8 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
He knows all the ins and outs of this. He knows what it takes to be a professional quarterback. And he's passing down all of that to Baker Mayfield.
Yep, and that's a good thing.
Listen, Cleveland used to have this huge mural on the side of this building for Brown. And when he left, they cut it down, tore it down, whatever. They were talking about, what are we going to put there now? I honestly feel like that's what's going to go up. Baker
Just
is
put
going to be LeBron. Baker is going to be LeBron in Cleveland.
Just put the Browns. You know, because I'm going to tell you, the Browns are going to win some games this year, man. They're going to go for a 500 season, man.
I think
Browns will win. I'm saying this right now on record. Browns will win at least 9 games this year. At least.
Yeah.
At least. Let's go.
I do want to apologize, Rich.
And I'm not saying that shit. I ain't saying that shit.
I
just
do.
because, like, I like you, because you my man. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm saying that shit because I see the pieces they have there, and that reminds me a lot of the Falcons team that we had a couple years ago. Remember when we, like, didn't make the playoffs? Everybody thought we'd make the playoffs. But look, man, that's that same fucking team that we walked ourselves all the way to the fucking playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, like, they have all the pieces in place to be a good team. Can they capitalize? That's up to them. But if they do, like, 9 wins is a low cap on this. You know what I mean? 9 wins is a low cap.
Yeah. No, Rich, I am sorry. I'm trying to make it as fast as possible here. Now, when I say when I read this real quick, the question will be at the end of the what I say here. Okay, you guys ready, Rich?
Go.
Big shocking developments in Baltimore. First things first, Joe Flacco will start. Of course, that wasn't even a thought about as a different decision. That big fat contract won't be benched. Hell no. Now, the second string quarterback is a huge head scratcher. RG3 has made the 53-man team and will be the backup to Joe Flacco, while Lamar Jackson will be number 3. Goodbye to your future endeavors, Josh Woodrum. Did RG3 impress you guys more than Lamar Jackson? This is actually the first time ever that Ravens kept 3 QBs in a long time. I'm very interested to see what happened if Joe Flacco didn't shine or underperformed. Would you let RG3 run with it as a veteran presence, or would you see what that rookie Lamar Jackson can do?
Who cares? I don't care. Who cares? Put the best person in the lineup and let him work. But I'm gonna tell you right now, RG3 with a backup, who cares? Just put him in. Whoever can back up Joe Flacco. Because look, Joe Flacco has what every last one of the people behind him doesn't have, and that's 2 rings. So go ahead and take your pick on who your best backup is. Joe Flacco is still the dude at the end of the day. Go ahead.
I think Flacco's done. He don't have it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his last couple of years. Flacco's, and he's gun shy. These injuries have him. I don't
running for his life.
I think you got to move on from Flacco. Yeah, they paid him all this big ass money and shit, and then it's like, oh fuck, what happened?
Yeah, he's not shining.
Like a deer in headlights now. I get what you're saying, because I remember coming in the league, he went to 5 years in a row to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Dude was balling out, and Flacco was the shit. And I'm gonna be one of the first ones to admit, because I was on Team Flacco last 2 years.
Yeah, he has not shone. He's underperformed.
I think it's time. At some point, and I think that the possible future is there on the team. Mm-hmm. And you drafted him in the first round.
Yeah, and you also have RG3 that's trying to resurrect his career, so he's valuable. I'm
going to reiterate something Johnny said. Who cares?
Yeah.
RG3 is again, not taking away from RG3, but RG3 did this to himself, and he's the glass house. He's a glass man.
Yes. How does it really matter? Just figure it out. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this 2 years from now. Period.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. And Flacco isn't even a Raven.
Yep. We will be talking about that. All right.
I wouldn't say that.
All right.
I didn't say that for the fam. I'm just saying.
Last one for the who should start New York Jets: Josh McCown or Sam Darnold?
I want to say Josh McCown because I can't stand Big Head Sam, but Sam Darnold,
Yeah. Let me go next since this is my team. Sam Darnold is the future of this team and the starter. At this point, with the way Jets have ended seasons after seasons, you got to take your full deck of cards and Sam Darnold, that 3rd overall, and throw him out there to showcase the New York Jets aren't intimidated one bit, that they want to win now. This isn't something you can't play lightly, and the Jets are in that winning mode. Smart decision on their part. You may not like.
Good it down. Cool stuff.
You may not like Sam Darnold there, Rich, but there's something about Sam Darnold that just it's different than what most cocky rookies act.
Yeah, it's big.
Hey, check it out. Hey, all right, fantasy guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. We only looking after 10 or 11 points. So just like I said to begin with, who cares? Because they're both going to start, they're both going to play. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the year, it will be Sam Darnold's team. So play whoever you want to play in week 1. It ain't going to matter. But by the end of the year, you're going to need Sam Darnold on your team.
Okay, and I'm going to say this again. He isn't talking fantasy, and they already named Sam Darnold as the starter. So if you start Josh McCown, Week 1, you're not going to get any points because he's not playing.
Kill shot. He killed me right there.
So for real, like honestly, it's Sam Darnold's team now. It's his team to lose.
It is.
Yeah.
Long story short, start Sam Darnold.
They already crowned him, so it's his team to lose. It's his job to lose.
Yeah, and one more thing. So I'm going to end it on the Jets since I'm the fan. I'm going to say this right now. Sam Darnold, please, no fucking butt fumble, period. So, but I did say...
Hey, look. That was an anomaly. That was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of great event.
Now...
no, I have a butt fumble this year. I'm going on record right now. Johnny Lucky is going on record. You will not have a butt fumble this year.
I hope to God no. But I will say we are skipping bold predictions for this week. We will talk about them next week. I put them in the lineup, and so, unless you guys want to do them, I'm not gonna force you guys to do it. I know, Rich, you want to go here soon.
Yeah, it's about to turn up the miles.
We're in a party right now, or can I cut out?
We can start another one.
What are you talking about?
Chat party? What are you talking about?
I just heard. Hey.
The last thing. Let's do our game predictions for week 1. Let's make them quick. All right, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland.
Go. All right, go.
Pick. I want you guys to pick who wins and the score. Go ahead, Rich.
Gotcha.
Cleveland, 30-17.
Okay, Lucky.
Who are they playing?
Pittsburgh.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit lower than that. I'm gonna go 23. 13, Cleveland.
Let's go.
All right. Rob Stevens predicted for the Cleveland Browns to win 21-14.
Let's go.
OJ has said, let me get here real quick to his name, because I didn't get to save it on the notepad, so I had to. He said Pittsburgh blows out Browns and Rich has to wave a terrible towel for me.
He's got to send one in the mail. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Check it out. Who are they going to blow out again? I'm just saying. Look, he better have a fucking brown towel waiting on him.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry, man. Steelers are not gonna win this game tomorrow or this weekend. It's just not. It ain't happening.
And I'm going Cleveland Browns win 27-10.
Yeah, let's go. And
now this makes me want to change my vote, man. Like now we already got 3 people. We got 3 people going one way. Dude, I fully believe that.
Listen.
Come out.
We're gonna get.
Cleveland's gonna win their first game in like 8 years. They will win this game. But
we got to push forward with a little less dialogue.
Okay, push. Sorry.
All right, Bengals and Colts.
Ooh.
Bengals, 24-17.
Where they playing?
Bengals and Colts.
Where?
Okay.
In Colts Stadium.
Bengals still by a touchdown. Closer than experts think.
Okay. Rob Stevens says Cincinnati Bengals win 17-10. Okay. OJ says Indianapolis gets a win out of luck and the fact Andy Dalton is a ginger.
Yeah, well, we don't throw out like racial slurs around here. So
he was just joking. And I'm
trolling. He knows.
And I guess I'm the lone wolf, like on game day on Sundays. I picked the Colts. No, actually OJ picked the Colts. I said Colts win 13-10. All right.
Oh, stop kissing Steven's ass.
No.
I'm just.
Tennessee Titans versus the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh. No, this is easy. Tennessee. Hey, can I go first?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mars Mariota will win the game by 10 points. And it will be 30-20. Mars Mariota.
The shocking thing is I was going to say Tennessee 30-20.
See, look.
See.
Rob Stevens says Tennessee Titans win 13-7. OJ say Titans beat Miami in a close one, so it looks like everybody's picking a close one because I said Tennessee Titans win 14-13, so everybody says that the Miami Dolphins does not have a chance.
Well, I kind of want you to say Rob score first, and then I'll jump in with mine.
Okay. Now, 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
Rob says Vikings win 21-10. And then OJ says my boy Jimmy G MVP upsets the Minnesota Vikings. You guys can go.
Except to Big Dirty.
Richard.
Okay, Big Dirty's not sticking up. All right, check it out. Ready? He said that they're gonna win 21-10. Now let's flip flop. Let's flip flop that. It's gonna be 21-10 the other way.
Oh, you're picking the Vikings, huh?
You damn right. Sorry.
Shut up. Listen, I have to back out, you guys. Like I said, my kids are gonna come home. They don't listen to anything, so like, I'm gonna have to go ahead and tap out.
Okay.
So to everybody out there listening, man, big ups. I hope to be here again next week.
Yep, next week. Next week, Rich, Nate will be on, and he says, what about Tuesday or like 12 o'clock?
That sounds good.
All right.
All right, John. Later, guys.
All right, I'm still here for my expert picks.
Okay. All right, let's see. So you said the other way around, and I said the 49ers win 31-27 against the Vikings.
Nice. No defense played.
All right, Houston Texans take on the New England Patriots.
Ooh, good one. What time is that?
4 o'clock, I think, or no, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Ooh, okay. Oh, where's it played?
It's in New England, and Rob says the Patriots win 28-20. OJ says Texans upset the Pats at home on my B-Day, sad face, and he's a Patriots fan, so look at that. I say the Texans win 28-24. What do you got, Lucky?
I'm saying the Pats win 17-6.
Wow, you're
they ain't gonna be much scoring in this one. Not at all.
All right. Saints versus Buccaneers. Rob says the Saints win 17-3. OJ says no contest, no blows out. No, he says New England. What am I doing? No contest. The Saints blow out Tampa Bay. That's what he says. Go ahead, Lucky, and then I'll go.
I guess if I had to place a score on it, like, who cares? But I want to say it's probably going to be something like 31 to 24. There you go. We'll keep a touchdown game. I mean, it's two maybe bad teams.
Yeah, and they're playing in New Orleans. So who wins?
It's New Orleans.
All right, and
but at this point, who cares? So.
Yeah. I say Saints win 35-7 blowout as well because they do not have Jameis. Jameis Winston is not starting.
Nice defense. Oh, is Jameis Winston not starting?
No,
okay, I'll still keep it true. Who cares?
He's suspended for 4 weeks because of that groping that woman.
Okay. All right. Well, still, who cares?
Who cares?
It'll still only be a touchdown game.
All right. Jacksonville Jaguars take on the New York Giants. Who do you got luck in, or do you want to know what Rob and them say?
Man. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jaguars on this one. I'm going to take them by 10.
Take them by 10, okay. Rob says the Jags win 23-17. Jacksonville beats the Giants, OJ says. And again, I got to go with the Jags win 17-14. I think the Giants playing pretty well, but I don't think they have enough in them in the long run. All right, Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Rob is going with a unexpected win, 10-7, and he thinks the Bills win with Nathan Peterman as the starting quarterback.
Where are they playing?
They're playing in Baltimore.
Baltimore by 1.
OJ says, who the hell
I'll go Baltimore by 1. 23, well, actually 2. 23-21.
Okay. And OJ says, who the hell was Buffalo's starting quarterback? Yeah, Baltimore picks up the win easily. I said Ravens win 17-14.
Good job.
Right. Kansas City Chiefs takes on division rival Los Angeles Chargers. Rob says Kansas City Chiefs win 28-21. OJ says, unfortunately, he says Chargers beat the Chiefs in a nail-biter of 2 very meh teams. What do you got, Johnny?
I'm saying it's not going to be that high-scoring game. I'm saying it's going to be something like a 14-13 kind of game. And who's the home team?
It is the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the away team today, man. Like it's gonna be the away team by 1 point, 14-13.
Okay, you're gonna hear a shocker from me. I said the Kansas City Chiefs does win, and they blow out the Chargers 24-0.
Love it. I don't. Wow. That's kind of shocking, but yeah, we're all with it.
All right, Broncos taking on the Seahawks, and it's in Denver. Rob, of course, picks his Seahawks to win 13-9. OJ says, I think Seattle is done in rebuilding. Denver should be able to win this, but they are just okay too. Who do you got there, Lucky?
Alright, I'm going to say right now it's going to be higher than the experts think. I'm going to go 27-28 home team.
Is that Broncos?
27-28. Surprisingly, the offense in Seattle just shows up.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say Denver Broncos win 20-10, and it's all eyes on Bradley Chubb as he gets breaks a record or something makes history, being the only rookie in years to get 5 sacks on Russell Wilson in this game.
Whoa, nice. He's going to have to do a lot of running.
Yep, he will be. Alright. Arizona Cardinals at home taking on the Washington Redskins. Who do you got? Rob goes with I think he messed up, but I think he says 28-21 Arizona Cardinals. I'm thinking because he put KC for some reason.
Well, if Davy Johnson's healthy, I'll give him the edge by about 3 points, and I'm willing to say 20-23.
Okay.
So I'll give Cardinals the edge if David Johnson's healthy and he's doing what he does.
Yeah, and OJ says Zona beats Washington, and I straight up have to say, man, this is 14-10. Cardinals win. All right, next up, Dallas Cowgirls taking on the Carolina Panthers. Rob goes Dallas wins 28-10. Wow, yeah, I can't believe he went that far. 28-10. OJ says I believe in Big D. That's funny. In the offense, Big Zeke should have a great season. I think they beat Carolina at home. What do you got there, Lucky?
I got, because everybody's expecting Carolina to shit the bed, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. And I'm going to go, they're going to go 28-17 Panthers.
28-17.
And you watch him, look, Cam Newton is a gamer. He's a baller. Watch him play.
Alright, so we had Rob pick Dallas, OJ picked Dallas, you picked the Panthers, and on my list here it says Carolina Panthers win 20-16. Alright, so that's the first time today.
And I said 28 what? 16 or something?
Something like that.
Take a peg. It's going to be a 12-point game.
Good point. I like your thinking there. Alright, Chicago Bears with the Khalil Mack being here. Alright, I got a bold prediction for this one. Bears taking on the Packers. Rob says Green Bay Packers win 9-7. Okay, and OJ says Green Bay beats Chicago handedly. I don't understand how you can say the Packers would do that, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
I'm saying it's going to be 26-23 Pack. But I am rooting for the Bears to win, but Pack is going to win.
Yeah, you know the lone wolf on game day morning when they pick their wins and all that, and if one of the guys is the only one that picks the team, they put that little hat on, the werewolf, and they howl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Alright. Chicago Bears win 19-17. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
They won 19-17 by 2 points because Khalil Mack gets a safety on Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to tell you why it's not going to happen.
What?
It's going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Pack will win because the Pack will win. Period. Like, they're going to win because of their own D. Now, having said that, I can't promise you they ain't going to win the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But they will win that game of the year. And prove that just because you're actually a team don't mean your team can't win. Period. That's it.
All right.
That's it.
2 more games left, and they're both from Monday Night Football. New York Jets go to the Detroit Lions home, and Rob says Detroit wins 21-13. OJ says Detroit is favored by 6.5 last time he checked, but I will switch it up a bit. I think between these two shit teams, fuck you OJ, he said Detroit is probably a little worse to wear, and I will say Jets get the W. Lucky, what do you got?
I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't going to be between two shit teams. It's going to be between two playoff vying teams. And both of these teams can make it to the playoffs. And this is going to be probably the best game of the weekend.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a 21-23 type of game. And I'm going to lean with Detroit coming out in the end on a late second touchdown by Matthew Stafford.
All right, well, so you and Rob picked the Detroit Lions, and me and OJ are picking the New York Jets. Of course, I'm picking the Jets. They win 24-20 with a last-second touchdown as well. I'm picking that as well. So, look at
we both agree it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we do agree. Now, this Monday Night Football game, this is the game of the week. Okay, and OJ straight up said, OJ says it's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Oakland Raiders. He says the game of the week, before we get to the Rams game, he says New England versus Houston. Can Brady come back and still look like Tom Brady 12 despite all the drama? Will healthy Houston Texans defense and Watson over a quarterback wreak havoc in the AFC? I'm interested in this game not because I'm a Pats fan, but because there's a lot of intrigue here. I'm thinking Houston is a younger and hungrier team at this point, and they have upset the Pats before. Why this is the 1 o'clock and not a Sunday or Monday Night Football game, I will never know. Peace and love, brothers. But he says he's got to
play the game and win the game.
Yeah. Now he says for the Rams and the Oakland Raiders game, he said Rams D is sick. Love me some Derek Carr, great game. He thinks it will come down to the Rams making big stops, so he's picking the Rams to win. Now Rob says Rams win 35-14.
I don't think it's going to be that big.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's going to be that big at all. I mean, Rams have weapons, but the other side of the ball knows that they have weapons. And you don't think they're going to try to stop them? They're going to put it in the hands of QB. So it wouldn't surprise me if this game turns out to be a 7-point game, period. Like maybe 10 points at the most, but that's literally it.
Yeah. So, who do you got to win the actual game, though?
It's not going to be the Rams. I think the Rams are going to lose.
All right, so you think Oakland Raiders is going to win. Rob and OJ picks the Rams to win. And I think this is the most shocking one for me to pick. I say it will end in a tie ball game, 13-13.
No. That is absolutely completely correct. Or incorrect.
I'm just doing bold predictions here, sir.
No, I got you. Why do you think it's going to end in a tie?
Because in my opinion, and bear with me on this one, I think in the long run, if you look at these two defenses, the Oakland Raiders is going to miss Khalil Mack. But they have Chucky as their head coach. I think he's going to find a way to get this team to stay in the game against the Rams. But in the long run, if I didn't pick a tie ball game, I'm actually going to say the Rams win, and I'm gonna have to go with Rob's score 35-14.
I mean, I feel you. It wouldn't surprise me.
Because that defense for the Oakland Raiders is going to... I just don't know, man. I don't know what they can do to...
Alright, ready? Prove to me that you can win the game. Because, I mean, if you want to talk about how much points and numbers you can put up, what happened last year against the Falcons? And we were barely just like an average team last year. So, I mean, you're bumping into the Oakland Raiders, you know what I mean? The Oakland Raiders is a good team. Like, let's see what you can do now. And if you can do it, then by all means do it and prove me wrong. But I'm just going to let you know, man, like, Oakland's going to beat you. And if you believe otherwise, go ahead and prove me wrong. Period.
Yeah, I got you on that one. But, Johnny, I want to thank you for coming on today and doing this show with me. You were outstanding. And next week, the NFL Stage, episode number 3, we will be doing some bold predictions. So for anybody who's listening, if you guys want, Johnny, I don't know if you're going to be on Tuesday or not, since Nate's going to be on. But if you want to do the bold predictions for next week with me real quick, we can.
I'm down.
You're down? All right. First question. Who will be...
Shoot.
What?
Shoot. Go ahead.
Who will be the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2018?
That's a tricky one.
That's
Which would have put this one? Let's see. The Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Hey,
I want to say that everybody thinks it's going to be a running back or a quarterback, but I'm going to tell you, like, I can't really, like, place it on it, but watch it be a wide receiver this year, man. Watch it be a wide receiver. Because the wide receiver, dude, this is the pass-happy league now that we got. And, yeah, we can hand the ball off to the likes of Todd Gurley and everybody, but... like, who really drives the ball?
Yeah.
A receiver that can get open on third down. So, I can't give you a name, but I can tell you it may be a wide receiver.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I should answer the question or not. Well, I'll just let Rich and Nate. I'll let Rich and Nate answer theirs next week. I'm going to answer it with you. Maybe we'll get you thinking. For the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2018, I did pick a receiver. I picked Calvin Ridley for the Falcons.
I mean, you're bona fide, but I think right now it just all depends on what Sony Michel does and how quickly he comes back. But Calvin really is in a great spot to get a whole bunch of yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, Sony Michel is also in that great position too. But, you know, as always in the NFL, we always underlook or overlook the 3 and 4 backs. The dudes that literally come in here and they grind out, you know what I mean? They may be the 3 or 4 down back or whatever. Like, these dudes literally make an impact, and all of a sudden, about halfway through the season, they start running them as a 1 or a 2, and next thing you know it, they start tearing it up. And then next thing you know it, they got a 1,500 yards rushing. So I'm actually more excited to see what rookie is going to take over the reins of the breakout star.
Good point. Good, you got a good point there. Now the second question though for you, who will be the defensive rookie of the year in 2018?
Man.
Now you got guys like Roquan Smith. I think I said that right.
Roquan.
I was close.
Yeah, Roquan's a middle linebacker, but
and you got that one rookie for the Seahawks with one hand. Can't remember exactly his name.
Yeah, from UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it will be a defensive lineman. So, you know, UCF, like, he's my main man. But unfortunately, he's gonna have to go to probably like a left outside linebacker that can literally blitz that corner and sack him. Now, I can't give you the definite on who it's gonna be, but like it's gonna be a lineman. It's gonna be a lineman. Dang, like corner.
I already got you there. I already got you on who it's gonna be, and it's actually the same. It's actually it's kind of the same position as what you're mentioning. Again, like I said, the receiver, Bradley Chubb for the Broncos.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb will probably get his tackles only because their offense is terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody's
gonna double team Von Miller. They're gonna double team Von Miller, and they're not gonna have enough people to just defend Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Denver's gonna win a couple of games, 10-9. But I mean, unfortunately, that's how it's gonna be. Sorry, Denver. That's how it's gonna be.
All right. The next question: who will be the best quarterback this year? It doesn't have to be rookie or veteran. It's just who do you think?
How do you define best?
Like stat wise, who's gonna ball out this year, and basically win MVP of the year?
I got a weird feeling that using my words in the right. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will dink and dunk the NFL out of this world. And the next thing you know, he's going to dink and dunk the NFL into about 4,300 yards and about 35 touchdowns.
All right. To answer that question, I hate you, Johnny, sometimes, but I love you at the same time. Because I said I'm correct as all hell Tom Brady won't be that quarterback. So, yeah, thank you, and you're welcome, OJ. I think if Baker Mayfield was the starter, that he would tear the house down and be the best thing going for the Cleveland Browns, plain and simple. But since I can't use him, I also am going Aaron Rodgers. And this was actually written down from a couple days ago.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's way too early to be pumping up Baker Mayfield. He still has tons of stuff to learn.
Yeah.
He still has tons of offense and defense to learn. Like, he needs to work the ins and outs of being a professional quarterback. I say he can't do it because I fully believe he can. I'm going to tell you right now, like, as of right now, I would not want him on the reins of my team. Like, I would rather, like, someone who is a bona fide starter leading my team. Now, having said that, 3 years from now, do I think that he can lead the team? Hell yeah, absolutely. As long as you sit here and do your job and you work the ins and the outs of being a quarterback and you learn how to read defenses, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Because at this point, like, your offense could literally click around at about 20 to 30 points a game, like, easily. So.
Yeah, you're right. Now, 2 more questions and then we're good to go and end the show. Who will be the best halfback and the best receiver this year, stat-wise and all that?
Halfback, Tiger. because there is no one in front of him. And what was the other one?
Receiver.
Receiver. I'm gonna still say it's gonna be Antonio Brown, because there is no opposite of Antonio Brown right now, and you have no Le'Veon Bell. So who is their number one, if not one of the best players in the league? It's Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown will get up and he will catch you about between 6 to 11 catches a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably to a touchdown a game, and he's probably going to get you at least 100 yards a game. Let's go! Like it's going to be Antonio Brown. He may be the offensive MVP.
Good. Okay. No. All right. I said. Okay. We always talk about Le'Veon Bell, Jay Ajayi, and we also mentioned, the more I think about it, the more I'm sticking to my pick here. We all gonna say Todd Gurley is definitely gonna be destroying this year. He's gonna be that leading back, probably at least top 3. But I think for the pick that I'm gonna pick, I think he's one of the most underrated running backs in the league. He's one of the most underrated in Madden. And you're going to love me for this, Johnny. I'm actually thinking Devontae Freeman will be the best halfback this year. I'm going all
really?
out.
How much do you think he's going to get?
Oh, I think he's going to get... he's going to have the same amount of yards and touchdowns as a dual threat, like with Tevin Coleman. Okay, he's going to have the same year Todd Gurley had last year. And that's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction for you right there. That's bold as hell.
It is. I would still place Todd Gurley about 200 or 300 yards more than what Devontae Freeman is going to get, because I really do think that Atlanta's offense is going to share tackle or share carries with oh boy. All
right, go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
Oh, sorry, you were going in and out.
I didn't know.
See,
I was saying that, like the Atlanta Falcons will share more carries with backup running back than they will.
Coleman and Freeman.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go bold. I think Coleman's going to be that the screen pass and the punt return or something like that. I think, but I think Devontae Freeman is one of the most underrated guys in the NFL today.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Tevin Coleman actually had around 800 yards rushing and made about 200 or 300 yards receiving, and probably about double-digit touchdowns, like like receiving and rushing.
I'm going 13. I'm going to go 13 total touchdowns for Devontae Freeman, 1,500 yards, maybe a little bit more. And it's going to be, I said, how many touchdowns? 13. I'm going to say 6 of them are in the passing game, and the rest of them are rushing.
I was looking more like 16, and I was going to say 12 and 4. 12 in the rushing game and 4 in the passing game. Now, Devontae Freeman, though, I could see him getting less than that. He's still a little guy. And Tevin Coleman is still a big guy with a lot of speed.
Yeah, you're right on that.
So having said that, don't expect a lot out of Atlanta's offense. But you can expect a lot out of the position players as long as we don't have anyone hurt. Period. And that's pretty much it.
Good point. Now, you said Antonio Brown for the receiving core. I went ahead and said it's somebody different. And this, again, I made this all up a couple days ago. So, from the Houston Texans, I'm going DeAndre Hopkins. And he will end up being that guy everyone talks about as the best and most dominant threats in the entire league, with the return of badass Deshaun Watson. And do not underestimate Will Fuller, and that's why I picked him up in my fantasy this year. Because I think when Watson was not injured and he was playing, Fuller was getting more touches because everybody was focusing on Lamar Miller and Hopkins, and that they got a couple good tight ends as well. I think all around, Hopkins is going to be the receiver everybody talks about this year.
Have we totally forgot who led in receptions the past couple of years, or at least one of the top three? Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
And that's who's throwing to him, right? Not a scrub. Not a scrub at all. I mean, even the backup is not a scrub. Look, Jarvis Landry is here. He ain't going nowhere.
That's a good point, because you said it right then and there. Okay, we had Ryan Tannehill injured completely, out for the year last year. Okay, the quarterbacks that was throwing for the Miami Dolphins was a guy who throws more picks than he gets sex at night with his woman, and that's I can't even say his name because that's how bad he is.
But yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yep. And then the backups for him. So I mean, they were starting backups for the backups for the backups for the backups, and look what he did. Landry balled out no matter what, and still he had what, over 1,000 yards with backup of the backup of the backup.
Jarvis every year will get 1,000 yards as long as he's healthy. Period. That's it. Like, case closed. He's going to get you 1,000 yards in between 8 to 10 touchdowns a game. Well, not a game, but like a year. Period. That's it. Like, you don't have to worry about Jarvis Landry. Jarvis is actually, I mean, you saw it on They Just Showed. He's trying to coach him up. He's trying to make sure that everybody understands their job and the significance of what you need to do in your position. Period.
Yeah.
So,
I do.
I think that Jarvis Landry, if he has a healthy season, will he make it over 1,000 yards and 2 touchdowns? Hell yeah. Man, if you didn't pick him up, you're sorry. So.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell you his stats real quick before we move on to the last question, okay? 2014, he had 84 receptions, 758 yards, and he averaged 9.0. Longest catch was a 25-yarder, and he had 5 TDs that year. And I think that was when Ryan Tannehill was with him at that point. I think that was his, like, Ryan Tannehill was like almost rookie season, okay? All right, 2015, he had a career high at that time, 110 receptions, over 1,000 yards. He had 1,157. He averaged 10.5, longest catch 50 yards, 4 touchdowns. He really upped his amount of catches, his yards, and just bumped up. Yeah, TDs were lower, but hey, what can I say? So he has done well with Ryan Tannehill. But once we get to 2017, this is where what?
It's Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is not an elite quarterback. Period.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you on that. But I want to tell you the shocker in 2017 when Ryan Tannehill wasn't his quarterback. All right, 2016 was the last year Ryan Tannehill has got to throw the ball to Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry had 94 catches, 1,136 yards. He averaged 12.1 average, okay? He longest ball of his career was 71 yards, 4 touchdowns. Same amount. Okay, 2017 rolled around and he had a career from 14 to 16. 2017 he averaged a career high 112 receptions. He did not get 1,000 yards. It was 987, but that does not matter because of all them receptions he had. And who was the quarterback he was working with? He averaged 8.8. Longest catch, 49 yards, and a career high 9 touchdowns that year. So can you imagine what he can do with a Tyrod Taylor or a Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, I will even go on to say for this year he's gonna have a bold prediction for y'all. 125 receptions, 1,200 yards, career high 15 average, 15.0.
Pump your brakes, Eddie. Pump your brakes.
What?
Don't get out of pocket, man. Dude, that is not gonna happen. Period.
You never know. We'll see. I'm just doing a bold prediction here.
Not gonna happen. Actually, I thought that you were gonna pump out some like rookie numbers, and then you started doing that, and I was like, nah. Alright.
Well, I'm going bold prediction here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right. I'll even mark these stats and see at the end of the year, and I'll tell you about them. Okay. And then he will have.
Because you have a bold prediction where I'm boldly going against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
so
I respect.
Well.
Respect.
Yeah, actually well.
And I think he will have a career high 12 touchdowns. Okay. So
Who?
Jarvis Landry.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I see that.
Alright, so I'm going to mark this down.
Mark it down, 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards.
125 receptions.
Oh, man, I wouldn't go that high. I would go probably about 89 receptions.
That's 125 receptions. Okay.
Let's go 89 receptions, sir.
I'm going my bold prediction. 1,200 yards.
If you put a slash mark and say 89 receptions for me, but I still think he's going to get about 1,289 yards.
Yeah.
So
he's going to average 15 yards a catch, and I think 12.
Yeah, you can't guard Jarvis Landry, man.
Alright, so what do you think he's going to have?
At the end of the year, I want to say he's going to have 1,289.
He's going to have.
Wow.
He's going to have 89 receptions.
Let's see, if I had to draw a reception, I'll throw it up in there. 102 receptions.
Okay,
He's going to have 13 touchdowns.
What is his yards?
Oh, I already said it was like 1,289.
Okay. What's his average?
I don't know. Figure it out.
I said 15.
I don't know. Figure it out. I can't do all that shit by myself.
And you said, and you said
Cigarette.
13 touchdowns, right? Okay. I marked it down. Let's see what happens at the end of the year.
89, 13 touchdowns. And 103 receptions. Yeah, he's good to go. He's good to go. He's bona fide.
Okay. We're on this.
Right.
Last question.
Good.
One last question. What team will have the #1 defense this year?
Still, with the worst offense, Denver. Denver will still have the best defense.
It's a bold prediction right there. Here's my bold prediction.
But I'm going to tell you right now, Denver will still have the best defense.
I can see it too.
Right.
That's the crazy part. I can see it. Alright, my answer was, so we can end this, my heart wants to say the New York Jets because of what we did. We've got Tremaine Johnson, Jamal Adams. We have some young talented guys on defense now. So I'm really excited about that. But my brain wants to mention the Cleveland Browns again. But I can't. I can't.
Well, that's the reason why I immediately shot you down.
I just can't.
I thought we had a really good show there. You know what I mean? Like when you make your edits. I actually thought we had a decent show. I mean, we had a little couple of jokes where I was like, "Yo."
Yeah, but we're still on real quick. But I'm definitely going with the Chicago Bears. I'm not wrong. That Khalil Mack trade surely put that defense on the map going forward.
You don't add Khalil Mack and all of a sudden you think you're a top 10 defense. You're gonna have to. Period.
I think they're gonna be a top 10 defense with Roquan Smith. Khalil Mack.
They're gonna be a top 20 defense, which means nothing. Like, yeah, use that, but dude, the dude just showed up the other day.
I know, but I mean, this is bold predictions. You got to be a little out of.
I am being bold. I'm gonna tell you right now, he ain't gonna do shit in that fucking new defense. Yeah. Like, he's gonna have to learn the pass rush schemes. He's gonna have to learn all the blocking schemes and all that shit. He's gonna have to learn all that shit. Like, you can jump in and be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a little Mac. I can just do whatever." Yep. Really? And like, you wasn't doing a good job the other day. So.
Yeah, good.
Just saying. He's saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, just saying. But everybody, this has been the NFL stage. You guys can check me on Twitter at Logan Myers 144. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and watch all the other videos and enjoy. Thank you again, Johnny, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Slap the like button, bro. Please slap that like button.
Thank you.
Just smack it.
I hope you had fun with us today, Johnny.
I did. I'm going to be back next week, if you allow me.
Okay, awesome. But everybody have a great evening, and we'll see what the Eagles and Falcons do tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and good luck to Falcons and Eagles.